Try one more time. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for, joining me.
に吹き落とされる。
遅い。気をつけて。
鉄は熱いうち。はっ。
好きに使ってくれ。爪も牙。はっ。弱い。買いだ。
コキ。雲を切る。ザン。離れなさい。コキ。
気をつけて。すべて仮上昇。腐敗。はっ。大将は定まった。サクッと手。ベッド。僕が出そう。サイはすべてを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。
優美な身構えですね。根は巡る。
買いだ。
勝負を決めるのは両断する。大地を割る。研究の価値、命の花。いずれ風に吹き落とされる。
好きに使ってくれ。気をつけて。
コキ。
すべて上昇。腐敗。やっ。大将は定まった。恐れずひるまず。遅い。
命の花びらよ、いずれ風に吹き落とされる。
サイはすべてを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。買いだ。
両断する。
すべて借り尽くす。上昇。腐敗。やっはっ。大将は定まった。
雲を切る。
すべて借り尽くす。上昇。腐敗。はっはっ。大将は定まった。
両断する。
ほとんど自滅じゃない。迷いはない。弱い。
罰剣三景。
遅い。
生命は呼吸本質は同じ。
遊んであげるよ。僕が出そう。
コキ。コキ。
爪も牙も鈍ったの。恐れずひるまず。
大地を割る。
弱い。気をつけて。すべて借り尽くす。上昇。腐敗。はっへっはっはっ。やっ。大将は定まった。当たりだ。好きに使ってくれ。
コキ。やっ。
Okay. At least we hit 10,000.
に使ってくれ。才は全てを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。遅い。
楽しいですか？自分の実力はっ研究の価値ありはっ
爪も牙もに恐れずひるまず。
脅威上昇、討伐開始。
弱い。
こき
気をつけて。全て価値を上昇。腐敗。やっ大将は定まった。サクッと手合わせしてみな。迷いはない。遅い。
再評価増幅。
こき大地を割る本質は同じザン
買いだ。僕が出そう。爪も牙も鈍ったの。恐れずひるまず。弱い。
システム実行。
才は全てを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。全て価値を上昇。腐敗。はっ大将は定まった。気をつけて。
検測完
離れなさいこき雲を切る生命は根は巡る命のいずれ風に吹き落とされる
討伐開始。
買いだ。
出撃。
サクッと手合わせしてみ。迷いはない。遅い。
研究の価値ははっ
弱い。好きに使ってくれ。
計算中。
こき
限界値超
天撃の責務は最後まで全うする。
両断する
全て上昇。腐敗。はっやっ大将は定まった。爪も牙もに恐れずひるまず。才は全てを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。買いだ。
鉄雲弾幕生命は本質は同じ
僕が出そう。
勝負をザン
迷いはない。遅い。
優美な実がふっ
弱い。
命のいずれ風に吹き落とされる
全て上昇。腐敗。はっ大将は定まった。サクッと手合わせ恐れずひるまず。はっ
殲滅執行増幅。
遊んであげるよ。好きに使ってくれ。
自分の実力はっ研究の価値あり根は巡る
システム実行。
気をつけて。
検測完了。
こき
買いだ。
両断する
才は全てを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。
申請承認。討伐開始。
雲を切る
ハイリスク攻撃。
course he targets. Oh my fuck. Uh, he goes after Fei Xiao, of course.
調整系統は開始
一騎打ちしましょう。恐れずひるまず。
研究の価値
すべて果率上昇。腐敗。はっ。やっ。大将は定まった。
本質は同じ。
イカ様はなしだ。好きに使ってくれ。才はすべてを失うか。
I just need to keep the barrier up.
買いだ。
両断する。雲切る。
計算中
気をつけて。
増幅
爪も牙も鈍った。迷いはない。弱い。
生命は
遅い。
命の葉いずれ風に吹き落とされる。
脅威上昇殲滅執行
攻撃。自分の実力3。攻撃。
すべて狩り尽くす。上昇。腐敗。てっ。大将は定まった。恐れずひるまず。
罰剣三剣。
買いだ。はっ。当たりだ。僕が出そう。
根は戻る。
迷いはない。弱い。好きに使ってくれ。才は全てを失うか。はたまた手に入れるか。気をつけて。全て上昇。腐敗。はっ。大将は定まった。
研究の価値を
計算中
イカ様はなしだ。
出撃
恐れずひるまず。はっ。
調整系統は開始
買いだ。遅い。
生命は呼吸するだけではない。本質は同じ。勝負を決める。3。
システム実行増幅
サクッと手合わせしてみない？好機は目の前にあるわ。迷いはない。イカ様はなしだ。ベッド、僕が出そう。才は全てを失うか。はたまた手に入れるか。気をつけて。はっ。
研究の価値あり。根は戻る。命の葉いずれ風に吹き落とされる。
計算中
悪くない。
殲滅執行
攻撃。
買いだ。
両断する。
すべて果率上昇。腐敗。はってはっ。大将は定まった。
大地を割る。
弱い。爪も牙も鈍ったの？恐れずひるまず。遅い。遊んであげる。好きに使ってくれ。
システム実行出撃
はっ。
迷いはない。はっ。
脅威上昇討伐開始
自分の実力3。
気をつけて。
両断する。
すべて上昇。腐敗。はっ。ふっ。大将は定まった。
優美な身構えですね。ふっ。鉄雲弾楽。攻撃。
Man, shit, he's really going for her. Like, holy shit.
好きに使ってくれ。サイは全てを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。
大地を割る。コキ
気をつけて。
根は戻る。まだまだ。コキ
爪も牙も鈍っ恐れずひるまず。
バッケンサンケ
遅い。全て上昇腐敗。はっへっはっふん。大将は定まった。僕が出そう。
生命ははっ
システム値
コキ
買いだ。
限界値超過
コキ
迷いはない。弱い。当たりだ。好きに使ってくれ。
本質は同じ。命のいずれ風に吹き落とされる。はっヨーダする。
気をつけて。はっサイは全てを失うか、はたまた手に入れるか。全て仮上昇腐敗。
I have to constantly keep putting barriers up. The like, every time I put up Averting's shield, his attack just goes right through the shield. Like, he destroys the shield really fast.
買いだ。
ハイリスクコ
遊んであげるよ。僕が出そう。
計算中検測完了
See?
根は
That's what I mean.
迷いはない。弱い。
He puts up, oh my, man, just put up 2?
投げ全てを失うか、
Ah,
手に入れるか。
oh, that's great.
勝負を決めるのは必要。研究の価値あり。本質は同じ。
恐れずひるまず。遅い。か買いだ。弱い。全て借り尽くす。上昇腐敗。やっやっ大将は定まった。
How is it not dead? What the fuck?
天撃の責務は最後まで全うする。
Okay.
爪も
Like,
牙も
barely hanging on here. We're barely hanging on.
根は戻る。
Barely surviving
命の花びらのいずれ
here.
風に吹き落とされる。
Oh, oh, that's great. Okay. You know what? We good. You know, we good on that. Okay. Okay, for now we will leave. So, how is everybody doing this evening?
次の戦場に向かいましょう。
Like, I know the title of the stream is like Star Rail lore, talking about the lore of Star Rail. You know, so I wanted to kind of just wait to see if we'll get like some more people. Maybe some more people will join or come across the stream before I, start talking about it, because then it's like, okay, let's say I start talking about it, right? And halfway through, some people come in, and I don't like to repeat myself, you know. I'm the kind of person that be like, when I say something, I like to just say it once, right? And not have to repeat myself again. I'm pretty sure a, a lot of people are like that. They don't want to constantly have to repeat themselves or say something more than once. But I guess we'll kind of start talking about it. Okay. Now I have to actually pull up some stuff because I don't actually have like a whole script planned out. I didn't like usually when I talk about something, I don't like I just talk about it, right? I don't got no script. I don't got like I'm not looking at something and be like, "Oh, this is what I'm going to say or this is what I'm going to do," right? So sometimes it's just on the fly and but if you're here because you like Star Rail, right? If you like the game, right? You enjoy the game. I would assume that if you're watching me, that you like the game, or you like the story, or like the lore, or maybe you like the characters. I don't know. Or maybe you just care about the you don't really care about the story, but you more so care about the in-game content, right? You just want to pull characters, right? Or everyone plays the game for a different reason. For me, it's like I don't really care much for the in-game content. Like for example, Mach. I'm not a huge fan of Mach. Just because I never really been into the in-game content. What I like, I more play the game because I like the characters. I like their background. I like the story, right? I'm more of a story-centric person. For me, that's where the game is at. That's what I enjoy. Everybody plays the game for different reasons. But speaking about like story, speaking about lore, 2.5 story was honestly, when I look at it, I liked 2.5 story and I liked the characters a little more than Pinacone. Uh, it's kind of hard to sort of debate what was better. Like, was Pinnacone's story better or was uh 2.5 better? I don't think either one was better. I think at the end of the day, I think they are both good. They both had different meanings, you know. Um, I liked Fei Xiao. I think Fei Xiao is probably my favorite character. And that says a lot because my favorite character before Fei Xiao was Acheron. Um, Acheron has kind of like for me is my favorite character mainly because of Impact Third. I I liked Raiden Mei as a character. I always liked her story, her character, and her background. Um, but Fei Xiao as a new character kind of overtook, Acheron's spot as being my favorite character. Lore-wise, just her background alone, if you played 2.5, I don't know if you did, um, so we all know that she is one of the generals of the I probably am going to butcher a lot of words. Like, if I butchered some of these words, take it easy on me, okay? Like, go, get, like, don't crucify me, okay? Well, I'm, I know I'm not the only one who's who has butchered some words in this game, and I'm not going to be the last one, okay? I'm not going to be the last one either. So we know that Fei Xiao is one of the generals of the Lu Fao, right? Of the Jin, yeah, Lu Fao. I'm just gonna say Lu Fao, okay? I'm not gonna pronounce like I'm not gonna pronounce the first one. Uh, and I know I just like butchered the hell out of that. So, and we know like she is a Foxian. So, but she is a half breed, meaning that she does have Borosian blood in her. So she is half Foxian, half Borosian. We know at the beginning of 2.5, uh, Jin Chi, I probably butchered his name, the healer. This guy right here, yeah, I butchered the shit out of his name, right? So is he is a healer, right? He's he's Fei Xiao's companion, just like Mose, right? Mose and him are her companions. They take orders from her. Now, throughout 2.5, you learn that Fei Xiao had a disease or a curse. It's more, you can't say disease or curse, either one, right? And it has to do with the moon rage, right? Now, what we know about the moon rage is that it is more, it is an ability that the Borsian use, that it doesn't affect the Borsian at all, right? Now, okay, so basically the lore behind moon rage is the Borsian can further enhance their bodies through their innate moon rage. The battle frenzy warriors exhibit incredible healing capabilities, shedding the blood of their enemies in a sanguine mist together with the unbridled growth of their muscles and bones. O brood Lord, grant us divine strength. But this doesn't really affect the Borsian at all. This actually, because the Borsian, are sort of maniac warriors, and they love carnage and they love war and death, right? The moon rage is perfect, right? It doesn't affect them, but it has a different effect on Fei Xiao. So basically, the lore behind Fei Xiao was she was a former slave of the Borsian. Fei Xiao is now known as the Merlin's Claw of the Xinjiang and one of the seven Arbiter generals. Okay. So she bared the burden of the Moonrage affiliation. If she were to hunt down all the abominations in her limited lifetime, then the only enemy Fei Xiao would have is herself. What I find interesting with Fei Xiao is I liked her personality, right? I liked her personality. So she's referred to as the Merlin clause. It's what written in the books, and the great general is what people call me. The former sounds too formal, the latter too exaggerated. Neither suits me. I prefer my own title. The lacking general, lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. I find that actually funny. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. That's that's actually funny. I like that. So what I didn't expect in 2.5 was for Jin Chi. I probably butchered his name again. Okay, I'm going to keep saying that. I probably butchered his name. Is so he is a healer and a counselor. Often greets people with a smile, but is rather cunning. Born into a prestigious alchemy commission family, he once withdrew from practice in medicine due to a broken heart. However, he returned to the field to treat the Merlin's Claw, General Facial. Now the lore. So he is a young Foxian man with fair, okay, appearance, character story, blah blah blah. Part one. Part two. So the connection between him and Fei Xiao is on the battlefield. In 2.5, there is a cutscene, and this was kind of really, they showed this more than once, right? You see Fei Xiao on the medical bed, right? And you see her looking up at him, right? And so he's treating Fei Xiao, right? He's treating her. And one of the things in that cutscene was he said, that he is a healer. He is there to heal her, to heal her wounds, to take care of her, to nurse her back to strength, right? Now, she, Fei Xiao said, "Can you heal war? Can you cure war?" And his response was, "I cannot cure war. This war has been going on for generations, decades, for a long time." And she said, I will give you one order: cure my moon rage. Cure me. So ever since that day that he treated her, his entire his entire existence, his entire reason for living is to cure her, to find a cure to cure her affiliation of the moon rage. I didn't think that I would really like a character like him. But I found his story, and I found, you know, his interactions and like between him and Fei Xiao were very heartwarming, and like throughout 2.5, you kind of see how Hule, and if you don't know who, I probably butchered his name. Hule is what we know about Hule. I want to look actually at the lore. Hulei is the warhead bird, lord of the Borishin, before his imprisonment by the Jinzhou. As a Borishin, okay, throughout his life, Hulei has taken countless lives. By his own hand, gnashed and gnawn on flesh, devoured the blood of innocents, and brought war in a scourge upon all world. Hulei took pride and joy in ravaging other civilizations in order to surpass former leaders. He led his soldiers on an expedition in order to make a name for himself and affirm his position in the tribe. At some point about 700 years ago, Hulei was defeated by Jinyu Li, something which he took great offense. After his capture and imprisonment in the Shaklin prison, the Abundant Coalition greatly declined in strength. Hulei was muzzled, shackled, feathered, and placed in a straitjacket before being sentenced to imprisonment. He was held accountable for numerous acts of invasions, associated war crimes, and for long-term enslavement of Foxians, utilizing their blood for alchemic purposes. His confinement became the foundation of the alliance between the Jinzhou and the Foxians and individual. As you see, Hulei is not a very nice creature, right? Like Hulei, um, if you don't know, the Foxians tell their children, right? They tell the younglings, scary stories about Hulei to before they go to sleep to make them like to sort of punish them or make them go to sleep, right? So it's a story meant to scare young Foxians, right? Um, and all the Foxians fear the Borishin. Now, when Hulei infects a Foxian with his blood, he can turn them into a Borishin. As you saw in 2.5, he infected a Foxian with his blood, turning them into a Borishin. So, what we know is that through the 2.5 story, Jin Yui, I butchered his name again. Okay, I butchered his name again. Realized that he was being tested and learned from another disguised Borishin that the ports had not been closed, and returned to Hulei with the news. Before asking him about his unnatural lifespan. Now, 700 years is a long time, right? And throughout the story of 2.5, many people are wondering, how is Hulei alive? Why didn't they kill him? When Ling Xing, I probably butchered her name, when she asked Jin Yuin, I butchered his name, when she asked the general, why didn't they kill Hulei? Why did they take him as a prisoner? Because she was confused. She was like, you know, wondering, how is he still alive? Why hasn't he been killed? And he said that like it was, they wanted to sort of like find the secret behind sort of his unnatural lifespan. Like, how is he able to live so long? Like, because it didn't make sense. It was unnatural. It was unnatural for him to have a long lifespan, you know. And it was more so the moon rage, right? So this is what he said. This is what Hule said. He said he agreed to the request and told him about the story of Duran, sacrificing both Borshin and Foxian lives with the assistance of genetic sorcery. The lunar embryo was formed, which formed a heart of a red, deep red full moon, which he used to replace his own heart. This heart would be passed down to a future warheads, allowing them to live and thrive. Hule then realized from Jinyui's story that Fei Xiao herself was also affected by the moon raid, and learned his true motives for saving her. When the war dance ceremony was about to start, Moktok learned that their operation at Stargazer Novelia was discovered. He declared that they would go to war despite Moktok's insistence that they had no packs on hand, and claimed that he was the pack before biting a Foxian. Thank you for the sub. And transforming him into abortion. Hule then sensed Mo's presence. So basically, that's what happened. Now, in 2.5, can you not hear me? Can you not hear me? My mic should be on. Let me check. Okay, yeah, like my mic's on. You should be able to hear me. I just checked the sound. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about the 2.5 story. Uh, so everything I'm saying right now is related to this current patch, this current story. So I it come like where was I? I lost my train of thought. Shit. Okay, yeah. Now I didn't think that, like I said, I didn't think I would like Jinyu Chi. I I know I'm butchering the hell out of his name. Like I know I am messing up his name. Like I'm gonna say that, but I know I'm probably not the only one who kind of butchered his name. In the one cutscene that you see, right? You see him on the ground, right? Now, what abortion do to their victims is that they would devour them, they would eat them, right? But instead, Hule didn't do that. He left him to bleed out. Now, him being a healer and kind of being cunning, if you look at his backstory, you will see one of the things that he's very cunning, right? He had one last trick up his sleeve. He in he digested poison, which, because that poison was in his blood, when Hule took some of his blood, he also took that poison. So in the fight, you kind of see like in the cutscene in the fight when they're fighting Hule that Hule was starting to um be affected by the poison. Now Hule, he knew his entire plan after hearing about Fei Xiao, after hearing about her backstory about her being a slave, a Borishan slave, and being a half breed because Fei Xiao is a half breed. That's why she doesn't have a tail if you notice. Unlike other Foxians who they have a tail, right? She doesn't have a tail. So she is half Foxian, half Borishan, half breed. When Hule heard about her achievements about being the Merlin's Claw, being a general, his entire plan was to sort of have. He knew that Hule knew that his time as the warhead was up. He knew that his time was over because, as it said in the lore, that Durin sacrificed not only Borishan but Foxians and used sorcery and alchemy to create a red deep moon, right? Like as a heart. And that is passed down through one warhead to another warhead. So it's passed down. Now, when Fei Xiao swallowed that heart, when she in the cutscene she swallowed it, she loses control, right? But in her mind, right, she sees Hule, right? Like we saw Hule died, but in her mind, Hule is still there because she swallowed the heart, and so a figment of him is still there, and he's trying to convince her that her moon rage can be cured if she accepts the role of warhead, if she accepts it, because the moon rage does not affect Borishan. Unlike Foxians, the moon rage has it's more like a curse on Foxians, but the Borishan is not a curse to them. It is a means to strengthen them, to empower them. So she still says no. She still declines it and says no. And that's where you kind of see, this is where people say, are the generals of Lu Fao, are they emanators? Um, but this is where it comes into debate. You see the cutscene, right? You see the emanators are basically blessed by the Aeons. They An Aeon, just like Acheron, right? Acheron is a emanator of niality. She is blessed by niality, and she is the emanator for niality. So when a Aeon gazes upon somebody and sees their achievement, sees their strength, they will bless them to be an emanator. They will give them a part of their power. So Acheron's power comes from niality, from the Aeon of niality. So you see the Aeon, uh, this is the Aeon Lan. Lan is the Aeon for the hunt path. Other titles would be the Rainbow Arbiter, the God of the Sky Bow, the Archer Lord of Fate, the Devilish Archer Author. So those are just kind of other titles for the Aeon of the hunt path. So you see the Aeon of the hunt gaze upon Fei Xiao, and that kind of where it comes into play is like, is Fei Xiao a emanator now? Was she blessed with Lan's power, and is she now a Emanator? Is she actually cured? Like, is she cured of the Moon Rage? Um, it doesn't really. There's a lot that kind of is left unanswered. It's like, okay, is Fei Xiao cured? Is she a Emanator now? Because the Aeon of the Hunt gazed upon her, but it doesn't really. It's not really stated or said. Um, and unfortunately for our boy, Jin Yuchi, he is now blind. Uh, his sacrifice came with the cost. He lost his sight. Um, so that's why you kind of see his eyes closed, right? Like you wonder, like, why is his eyes closed, right? Because he came out before 2.5 story. Like, his character released before this story, and when I looked at his character, I was like, why is his eyes not opened? Why is it closed? Now we know it's because he sacrificed his sight. And I think to myself, that means that Fei Xiao must be cured, right? Um, Now towards at the end, there's a little spoiler there. Uh, we all thought, okay, I didn't think that she was dead. Um, where's she at? Tinjuyan, yeah, Tinjuyan. I probably butchered her name. I know I butchered her name. Yeah, but her, right? Like, everybody, like, a lot of people were like, okay, she's dead, right? Like, there's no way she's alive. But at the end, you hear a recording, right? Or something. You hear roommate ask, what is your name? And then you hear her. You hear her voice. So that was like, if you actually don't see the character die, and Hoyle is known for doing this, um, they will not show the character actually die, right? Or they won't show the character at all, right? And people would think, okay, the character, they are dead, right? But you don't see them die. You don't see their body. And I always say, if you don't see the character die on screen, then you know they aren't dead. That eventually down the line, that they will come back in the story in some way. It will be important to the story. But 2.5 overall was like very good. I liked the story. I like Fei Xiao as a character. She is such a fun character. I love her personality, and it was like, just there was so much there. Um, so I feel like we learned a lot in the story. I feel like we learned that, okay, you know, we got a little more background on these characters. We got a lot of good lore on them. For example, Mose, right? Like, Mose is like a an assassin, right? And the funny thing about Mose is that he's always trying to kill Fei Xiao, right? Like, and Fei Xiao is like completely fine with it, right? And you're wondering, like, why is she fine um with Mose trying to kill her or assassinate her, right? Well, it's because when she found Mose, right? Um, so basically, this is what is Merciful a Sanctus Medicus. Now listen to us. Swallow this. Not only will your illness be cured, but you should become no different to a long life species. You should live a long life. So the Sanctus Medicus found Mose, right? And they took Mose in. Not out of kindness. They didn't save him out of kindness. They saved him because they wanted to use him for their experiments. And they promised him, that he would, if he took this medicine, he would, live a long life, just like a long life species. And he said if he did it, that he would become their family, that he would truly become their family. And so they exploited him. They used his fear of being afraid of being alone, because Mose feared being alone. He didn't want to be alone. And so they took that and used that fear and manipulated it. And so when Fei Shao found him, they captured the Sanctus Medicus. They killed them, right? She killed them. And so from like that moment, he tried to like in that one encounter, when they first encountered each other, he tried to kill her because she took his family, right? She took his family, and so he tried to kill her, but he was unsuccessful. So she said if he follows her and obeys her every command and does what he is told, she will allow him to try to kill her. And you actually kind of see uh where is Mo? Okay, I have his character right here. So if we go to his Eidolons, right? I actually can't even see his Eidolons. Well, one of his Eidolons, he is clutching. I don't know which one it was. Truthbender? It's either this one or this one, but he is holding the currency that the Lufao use, right? Like the currency that they use. Now, now I don't know what the currency is called. I forgot what it's called. Now the meaning behind that is that every time he fails to assassinate Fei Shao, he has to give that currency as forgiveness, basically meaning that it is a meaning of forgiveness to forgive Fei Shao. Um, but over time, Mose learns the truth of who the Sanctus Medicus was, who they really were. That they weren't good people. They were using him, manipulating him. And, he tries not to dwell on that, right? So I liked Jin Chiyu, I butchered his name, Mose, and Fei Shao. The three of them, for me, was the true. Like like they were like they made 2.5 story good. Um, and they each like because they are like companions, right? Fei Shao cares for her companions. She cares for them, right? And it kind of reminds me like they're like a family, like a small family. They care for each other, And it was kind of heartwarming to see the three of them interact. It was kind of it just 2.5 story just was filled with so much character development, so much lore. There was so much behind it. And like I said, I know I butchered some of these characters' names, and forgive me, okay? Like, I can't pronounce, like, all of their names. But yeah, that's kind of like, that's 2.5. Um, you know, there was some things on, there's a, I feel like there's a couple things left unanswered, like, is Fei Shao cured? I would think that she is cured. Like, I would think that after all that has happened, that she is cured. Um, is she a Emanator? Because, like I said, the Aeon of the Hunt Land in the cutscene, the Aeon gazes upon her, right? So is Fei Xiao a Emanator? I I don't know. That's not really stated. Like, it doesn't really give us an answer. Um, so would I kind of hope that they answer that. Um, but overall, I would have to like say like 2.5 was like really good. I mean, that's kind of like the meat of the 2.5. Like that's basically 2.5 in a nutshell. That's the story. That's everything that has happened in this current patch. I don't know if I left anything out. But yeah, um, that's it. And peace out. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Uh, don't know what else to talk about. Now it's kind of like now I'm kind of just I actually do have something to talk about. So I pulled Fei Xiao because I like her character. I did pull Kafka. Now I know like I could have pulled Robin because people say like Robin, but like here's the thing. Like I would like I wanted Kafka because I wanted her with for my dot team. And so now my pulling plans are like just saving. I'm just going to save for like 2.6. Um and I am going to save for Rappa. So those are kind of my plans right now. Um yeah, let's do this. Okay. Uh, I'll do like this one single on this banner just because like one single. But yeah, like thank you for joining, and I think I have covered everything. Like I think yeah, I have talked about everything, and have a good evening. Thank you for stopping by. Peace out.